welcome back to another Design Your Style video. I'm really thrilled to do this video today because it's gonna be a little more informative, but it's a huge one. It's how to find your style. And that is kind of scary for me to tackle because everyone has their own style, what they like, what they dislike. And that's what makes fashion so great, is because everyone has these different looks that they go to. I'm really excited to take on this type of video because I feel like I have a lot of good advice that I learned. I also went to school for fashion design, and so some of the things that I may look for when I'm shopping might be something that you didn't even think of. I think it's important to know who you are in terms of how you like to dress, and by no means am I saying that clothing defines us, but it does speak for us sometimes. Sometimes clothing can be part of our reputation in a good way. So the first thing is start with you. And I know that seems kind of backwards because you're like, okay, well, how do I start with me if I don't even know what my style is? Start with you in terms of what are your favorite colors. For example, I love wearing black. I wear a lot of black. I also love earthy tone colors, earth tones, so greens, browns, creams. Light and subtle colors are what I tend to gravitate towards, and more warm. So what are your favorite colors that you like to dress in? What are your favorite pieces? Now, if you were to go into your closet right now, I'm sure you can find something in there that you may have duplicates of. Just to make it simple, you may be a person who loves button-up cardigans. Those are pieces that are your favorite that you gravitate towards because you know how to style them already, and you know that you look good in them and you feel confident in them. So that's a good place to start as well. What are your favorite stores, even if you can't afford it? I decided to put that in there because I have a couple of websites that I always go to for style inspiration, and although I can't buy anything from that because I feel like I can't afford that right now, I still look to those websites to give me ideas and inspiration of what I want to put into my wardrobe. By looking at those websites that maybe you don't tend to buy from, you can take that and go to a store that you do buy clothes from and kind of, take a visual of that item that you really liked on that website, and then go to this website that you do shop at a lot and try to find something similar to it. For example, I love Anthropologie, Madewell, ASOS or ASOS, however you want to say it, Revolve, Suzanne, Free People, and I love shopping at boutiques. I worked at a few boutiques in my lifetime. They're curating all these different brands together, and so you're gonna get pieces that are not being mass produced for stores like Forever 21 or American Eagle or The Gap. So out of those stores that I love to shop at, I'll be honest, Revolve and Suzanne are probably my last options that I will actually buy something from because they are a little bit more expensive. But I will go to those websites and treat them as like Pinterest or a mood board and scroll through it and look through it and find pieces that I really like, but then I'll go to the stores that I tend to buy from and search in the little search bar something that resembles that top, and I'll use those stores as inspiration from the stores that I actually buy from. So what's in your closet already? What patterns do you see? What are you gravitating towards? Do you have a lot of neutral colors like me? Do you gravitate towards minimalistic pieces? Do you gravitate towards very crazy pattern pieces? Do you buy a lot of knits? Do you buy a lot of silks? Do you buy a lot of cotton and tend to stick to those specific fiber groups? Keep track of what brands you have most of, or what brands are very similar, and why you like those. It could be the way they fit you. It could be the way they design their clothing. It could be the way the material is. And then from an outside perspective, what style do you represent? Are you edgy? Are you classic? Are you bohemian? Are you feminine? Are you casual? Are you minimal? Or are you chic and sporty? And there's so much more definitions of what style could represent, but those are just a few that I threw out there. So starting with what you already have will create a good basis and a good foundation to figure out what style really you do represent. So starting with you is actually a good basis or a good foundation of trying to figure out what style you are, because you should be able to see some sort of pattern in your shopping habits of what you tend to gravitate towards and what you tend to already buy. But if you don't, that's okay, because these next steps are really just guidelines on how you can curate your own style or how to rebuild your wardrobe, how to start over, or how to just build on what you already have and what you like. But what I like to do is I like to curate a mood board, and obviously Pinterest is the best tool to use to curate a mood board for you. Go on Pinterest and pin outfits, pin styles, pin artwork that you think is really pretty. Artwork is actually a really great thing to pin along with your style because it focuses on color and texture and movement, and all of that can really be brought into your wardrobe. So sometimes when I go on my Pinterest and I was just on a huge pinning spree, I'll go back and I'll start to notice trends. So for example, when I really wanted white sneakers a while back, I noticed that I was always pinning outfits with white sneakers in them. So when I went back to my Pinterest board when I was going shopping, I was like, okay, I should really invest in some white sneakers because this is something that I've obviously been interested in. Also pay attention to the colors you're pinning, the patterns you're pinning, the styles you're pinning. Are you pinning a lot of loose fit? Are you pinning more tailored outfits? Are you pinning a lot of street style wear? Are you pinning very sporty casual wear? Are you pinning certain outfits that show off your chest or your legs or your shoulders? Or are you pinning certain outfits that show off your waist? Are you pinning things that are very tight fitting? Pay attention to all these details because that really is starting to build a foundation of the wardrobe and style that you like. So while you're pinning things that you absolutely love, I also encourage you to notice or try to notice pins that you're scrolling past. Usually these are things that you probably don't like, you're probably not interested in. Ask yourself why you don't like it or what you would change about it. So look at your Pinterest collection and honestly use that as a template for when you shop, because I guarantee you're gonna buy something that you actually wanted to buy because you pinned it, rather than just go shopping and buy something that looks good right then and there, but then you come home and you're like, oh. My third tip of advice would be quality over quantity. And my friends will agree with me that I do go by this rule. I always talk about it. I would rather buy quality pieces than buy a lot of pieces. Buy pieces that will hold up. This quality over quantity could be a whole other video on its own. I've been there where I went shopping and I bought like 30 different things and I felt so great about it. It was cheap. I got it on sale. It was in the moment. I didn't really think about it. Yeah, I have fun wearing them for a little bit, but after a few washes and wears, it completely falls apart because a shirt was never meant to be $9. You really have to think about who's making it, where is it coming from, what are they using to make it, so all the equipment. Then you have to think about the labor that's going into it. Who's getting paid for making the shirt? There's no way a $9 shirt is going to pay for the labor that was used. So this is not a rule, but I really encourage you to think about that the next time you're shopping. Is this going to be a quality piece or am I buying for quantity? Yes, I may have to put a little more money up front, but they're going to last longer. They're going to be pieces in your wardrobe that are there to stay, rather than just wear once and be thrown away. Another thing that goes with quality over quantity is recognizing fads, trends, and staple pieces. What are fads? Things that get a lot of attention right away, but they are very short-lived. Don't recommend spending money on fads because they will just disintegrate within a week or a few days, and then you spent all this money on something that you can't really wear anymore. It was just a fad. It was a craze. It was something that people were talking about and kind of blowing up, but maybe just for publicity or a magazine. Trends are very popular in a certain time or season, but they can also be worn longer and tend to roll through the seasons. So for example, animal print would probably be considered a trend because it's something that has been rolling through the seasons. Another big trend would probably be the fanny pack. These fanny packs came back into style. They were designed differently. They had different shapes. They were cooler, obviously. A lot of designers did them, and we really saw that coming back into a trend. And then staples. Staples are essential and classic pieces that are enjoyed throughout your lifetime. They can be worn with many different occasions, all the seasons, and they're very versatile. Now, I'm not going to be this person on here who says, no, you can't shop for fads, only trends, especially only staples, but I will encourage you to stay away from the fads, because you're just going to end up wasting your money on something that was just a fad. It happened quickly, it had a short life, but it's over. And that can really help you determine if you want to spend your money on that particular item. Is it good quality? Look at the contents of the material. That tag is in there for a reason. It's there for you to look at. Is the price worth this investment? For example, I love Madewell, and I honestly think they have such an incredible line of denim jeans. They are more expensive, and I've even had this talk with some of my friends before. I say, okay, yes, they are expensive, but would you rather put down $120 for jeans that are going to last you years, and the more you wear them, the more they're going to form to you and fit more comfortable? Or are you going to spend $19.99 on a pair of jeans that, yeah, sure, they look good for a little bit, but after a few wears and a few washes, they completely fall apart. They don't hold your shape anymore. They're not comfortable. They're starting to get holes. The belt loops are starting to rip off. The color that you originally bought them in is now a different color. It's fading. And so looking at it through that lens can really help. In the long run, you'll probably save more money buying quality pieces than you will buying multiple pieces that are cheaper and won't last you through your next season. Quality does not have to be designer pieces. We don't all need to be flaunting Gucci or Givenchy. Wearing those labels does not make you have style. Sure, those clothes look really good and cool, but you don't need to have designer clothes to have style. Style is how you wear your clothes, no matter where you bought them from. But I will say, choose wisely where you buy them from, because again, that falls into the quality over quantity tip that I shared previously. Okay, my last tip here is give yourself grace. You are not going to build this amazing wardrobe overnight. You may have the money, but like me, I don't have the money to just go out and completely refurbish my entire wardrobe. Quality is expensive and it takes time to build up that wardrobe. In the long run, yes, it's totally worth it, but right now I don't expect you to go out and spend thousands of dollars just to have a curated quality wardrobe. Finding your style is a lot of trial and error, and trust me, I still have that today. I bought a dress that I love probably a few months ago.
It still has a tag on it.
As someone who has had a lot of retail experience, I've learned too that what we think we like in the moment can actually change pretty drastically a week from that moment. But then I would allow myself a week and I found out that I actually really didn't want it that bad. What are you keeping for the just in case moments? You probably want to get rid of those because you're probably not going to wear them. What makes you feel great and confident and put together? Find pieces and buy pieces that make you feel that way. Allow yourself to grow. What you may love now, you may not love in 20 years, and that's okay. That's part of changing as human beings. We grow and our style will grow with us too. That is it today, guys. I hope you liked this video and take it with a grain of salt. I'm just giving you advice that has worked with me in the past and my trial and error as I try to elevate and design my style. If you like these tips, just let me know. Leave your comments below, like and subscribe to this video, and I hope to see you next Sunday. Oh my gosh, my foot's asleep. Oh my gosh. Good? Good? Clothes. These dang clocks. I made this mug. It has little blue and pink in there. And I'm drinking my favorite tea, Good Earth Sweet and Spicy. It involves